My name is Gary, and I was raised in the Western United States, so I'm a native English speaker. I hope that you will enjoy this YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us.
The Tale of Johnny Town Mouse by Beatrix Potter, 1866 to 1943. Johnny Town Mouse was born in a cupboard, while Timmy Willie was born in a garden. Timmy Willie was a little country mouse who accidentally ended up in the city inside a hamper. The gardener sent vegetables to town once a week using a delivery service, packing them in a large hamper. The gardener left the hamper by the garden gate for the delivery man to pick up when he came by. Timmy Willie slipped in through a hole in the wicker basket, and after munching on some peas, he quickly fell fast asleep. He woke up in a panic as the hamper was lifted into the delivery cart. There was bumping and the clatter of horse hooves, with more packages being tossed in. For miles and miles, bump, 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 Timmy Willie shivered, buried among the mixed-up vegetables. Finally, the cart stopped at a house where the hamper was taken out, brought inside, and set down. The cook handed the delivery man sixpence, the back door slammed shut, and the cart rumbled off. But there was no peace. Hundreds of carts seemed to pass by. Dogs barked, boys whistled in the street. The cook laughed, the maid hurried up and down the stairs, and a canary chirped loudly like a little steam engine. Timmy Willie, who had spent his entire life in a garden, was nearly scared to death. Soon, the cook opened the hamper and started unpacking the vegetables. Out leaped the terrified Timmy Willie. The cook jumped onto a chair, shouting, "A mouse! A mouse! Get the cat! Sarah, bring me the poker!" But Timmy Willie didn't wait for Sarah and the poker. He dashed along the baseboard until he found a small hole and quickly slipped inside. He dropped about half a foot and landed right in the middle of a mouse dinner party, shattering 3 glasses. "Who on earth is this?" asked Johnny Town Mouse. But after his initial shock, he quickly regained his composure. With perfect politeness, Johnny Town Mouse introduced Timmy Willie to 9 other mice, all wearing long tails and white neckties. Timmy Willie's tail was quite small in comparison. Johnny and his friends noticed, but they were far too polite to comment. Only one asked Timmy Willie if he had ever been caught in a trap.
The dinner had 8 courses, small portions, but very refined. The dishes were all unfamiliar to Timmy Willie, who would have been hesitant to try them if he weren't so hungry and eager to show good manners. The constant noise from upstairs made him so nervous that he dropped the plate. "Don't worry, they're not ours," said Johnny. "Why aren't those youngsters back with the dessert yet?" It should be explained that 2 young mice, who were serving the others, had been sneaking upstairs to the kitchen between courses. Several times they tumbled in, squeaking and laughing. To Timmy Willie's horror, he learned that they were being chased by the cat. His appetite vanished, and he felt light-headed. "Care for some jelly?" Johnny Town Mouse asked. "No. Would you rather go to bed? I can show you a really comfy sofa pillow." The sofa pillow had a hole in it. Johnny Town Mouse honestly recommended it as the best bed, reserved just for visitors. However, the sofa smelled like a cat. Timmy Willie decided he'd rather spend a miserable night under the fireplace. The next day was just the same. An excellent breakfast was served, perfect for mice used to eating bacon, but Timmy Willie had grown up on roots and salad. Johnny Town Mouse and his friends scampered around under the floors and boldly explored the entire house in the evening. At one point there was a loud crash when Sarah fell down the stairs with the tea tray. Crumbs, sugar, and smears of jam had to be cleaned up, even with the cat around. Timmy Willie wished he could be back home in his quiet, cozy nest on the sunny bank. The food didn't sit well with him, and the noise kept him from sleeping. After a few days, he got so thin that Johnny Town Mouse noticed and asked him about it. He listened to Timmy Willie's story and asked about the garden. "It sounds like a pretty boring place. What do you do when it rains?" "When it rains, I stay cozy in my little sandy burrow, shelling corn and seeds for my autumn stash. I peek outside at the thrushes and blackbirds on the lawn, and my friend Cock Robin. And when the sun comes out again, you should see my garden. There are roses, pinks, and pansies, with no noise except for the birds, bees, and the lambs in the meadows." "There goes the cat again," exclaimed Johnny Town Mouse. After they took shelter in the coal cellar, he continued, "I must admit I'm a bit disappointed. We've tried our best to entertain you, Timothy William." "Oh, yes, you've been very kind," said Timmy Willie, "but I'm feeling so unwell." "Maybe your teeth and stomach just aren't used to our food. It might be a good idea for you to head back in the hamper," suggested Johnny. "Oh, really?" exclaimed Timmy Willie in surprise. "Of course. In fact, we could have sent you back last week," Johnny added, sounding a little irritated. "Didn't you know the hamper goes back empty every Saturday?" So Timmy Willie said goodbye to his new friends and hid in the hamper with a piece of cake and an old cabbage leaf. After a bumpy ride, he was safely dropped off in his own garden. Sometimes on Saturdays he would check the hamper lying by the gate, but he knew better than to climb inside again. No one ever came out, even though Johnny Town Mouse had half promised to visit. Winter had passed, and the sun was shining again. Timmy Willie sat by his burrow, warming his little fur coat and inhaling the sweet scent of violets and spring grass. He had almost forgotten his visit to town when Johnny Town Mouse appeared, coming up the sandy path, looking tidy and carrying a brown leather bag. Timmy Willie welcomed him with open arms. "You've come at the best time of the year. We'll have herb pudding and sit in the sun." "Well, it is a bit damp," replied Johnny Town Mouse, holding his tail under his arm to keep it out of the mud. "What's that awful noise?" he exclaimed, jumping in surprise. "That?" Timmy Willie replied. "It's just a cow. I'll ask for a little milk. They're pretty harmless unless they happen to lie down on you. How are all your friends?" Johnny's story wasn't very exciting. He explained why he was visiting so early. The family had gone to the beach for Easter. The cook was doing spring cleaning and was being paid extra to get rid of the mice. There were 4 kittens, and the cat had killed the canary. "They claim we killed the canary, but I know that's not true," said Johnny Town Mouse. "What is that awful noise?" "That's just a lawnmower. I'll bring some grass clippings soon to make your bed. You really should consider living in the countryside, Johnny." We'll find out by next Tuesday. The deliveries have stopped while they're at the beach. I'm sure you'll never want to live in the city again," said Timmy Willie. But he did. He went back in the very next basket of vegetables, saying it was just too quiet. One place suits one person, another place suits another person. Personally, I prefer living in the countryside, just like Timmy Willie. Ha ha, me too. I like the countryside.